That is actually coming good, eh? I got
Lovely.
black mango, you know.
A black mango.
Yeah. Hey. Them hummingbirds love this kind of weather, you know.
Yeah.
Really, really came nice.
Why, Sarah? What might be hard for humans is a pleasure for nature, eh?
I'm telling you. Right now, this book I have, I stayed away from Gary, eh?
Oh my goodness. Can you imagine that little creature is telling us so many things about life, boy?
Yeah.
Would you go and play tennis in this weather on an open court?
Absolutely not.
But you'll,
Tennis?
Mm.
Nah.
Would you play cricket?
Nah, boy.
So what's the lesson here in this kind of weather?
You see what I'm doing here right now?
Uh,
I'm going to tell the people, I lay down in my hammock. I lay up nice. I dry, I little cozy.
but what does it teach you? What does it teach you as a human being in the face of, let's say, an impending hurricane, tropical storm? What does it teach you really?
You had to adapt.
Precisely. Precisely so.
Yeah.
We have to adapt to nature, circumstance. We have to adapt.
No, that's what I might be looking forward to the to go and play some football. Eh?
Of course.
So they will have to adapt when the weather
Yes, of
hot.
course. Yes.
But I do like today, boy.
Mm.
I just want to be clean and nice and just relax myself.
Yes, sirree.
I had some fish to Friday after. I done boil the rice. We had some dal there. I picked some bhaji this morning.
Yeah.
Straight from the garden.
The place looks lush and white.
Yeah. Real nice.
Oh my. The pomegranate tree looks good, eh?
But I want a lot of it, boy. I want a lot of it.
Well, you did treat it well, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You gave it all the nutrients you could muster.
And the curry leaf I'm doing really good too.
Yes, we took some to south, you know.
Mommy must pick about 9 curry leaf from that.
It's a nice thing, you know, that I have never really, as a resident here, adapted to agriculture. But you excel in your attempt to grow things here. I have never, ever thought of doing karaili, and it's something I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So that we are gifted in different ways with different, you know, gifts, really.
Definitely.
And therefore we have to appreciate in each other that there is a gift that we need to value.
Very true.
We all like different things in life, huh? I mean, you're comfortable, for instance, in this hammock, right? I could see you relaxed in the hammock. But you know, a hammock is not something that I readily slip into,
Right.
right? Maybe because in Cora we never use hammocks.
Yeah.
But you have the background for a hammock,
Yeah, but a hammock is a relaxing thing, boy.
right? Mummy's people in the carcass know about hammocks, right? She has the ancestral touch for it.
Yeah.
Good.
It's a tradition of a hammock, you know.
Yes, yes, yes. You know. So we're talking here about adapting. Eh? A lot of people will be very upset today by the thought that it's raining, they can't get things done. The fear of the hurricane coming. We know in a what you call a monitor code, you know. Monitor code where they say you have 2 days to prepare yourselves, you know, put things in place. Right? But that also is life. If you take a certain course of action, you're going to have to, you know, live with the consequences, eh?
It's true. Your actions.
Mm-hmm.
I always say thoughts turn into action. And action brings you consequences.
That's right.
So it starts from our thought. You know? But adapting really is something that you really have to do, because if you could adapt, you could become content.
Mm-hmm.
And contentment is the gateway to a peace of mind.
That's right. That is true.
Mr. Sutton always says, if you ask him, you know, what makes a good life, 10 out of 10, he's going to talk about contentment.
Mm-hmm.
And when you adapt and you accept, you become content. But if you cannot adapt, you will never be contented. And you're going to be in not a good place.
So are you saying really then that people who feel cheated or feel that they're entitled to a certain prosperity, it doesn't come, and therefore they're bitter. They're not willing to accept. They're not willing to work with what they have and let what they have work for them.
Definitely so. Definitely so. They have never accepted. They have never accepted first of all, their blessings. Because every day is a blessing. Everything that you have is a blessing. And even the poorest of person have something in their possession. Even if it's one suit of clothes.
Yes.
But it is our human desires and these great not desires, not it could become more than that, but you have these dreams, but maybe you need to reconsider your dreams. Because if you want to dream of becoming the prime minister of the country, for example, you should have been thinking about a dream like that since you're small, so that you could have applied yourself in school, right, and channel your studies either into like economics or something like that, right, and you'll be considering things like university. But I'm not saying that it's too late in your life to not be able to achieve a dream such as that, but there's a point in time you must become realistic. You must become realistic. And maybe you may not be able to lead an entire country, but maybe you could probably think about forming like some little social network or like a WhatsApp group or something where you could still share your ideas, your values. So think about being a leader, but on a smaller scale.
Which is perhaps the level you need to be at.
Exactly.
Right?
You know, so just as you said, I think earlier on, I don't know if it's in this clip that you're doing here or before, right? There is there is a person for everything.
Mm-hmm.
There is a person for everything. And look at your dreams, your desires, and tell yourself really and truly, do you have what it takes for that? And maybe you need to re-alter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we chasing unachievable dreams is a waste of time.
That's right.
Waste of time. So you had to be real, and you had to adapt. You had to know that, hey, this is my situation, and you had to make the best of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's true.
because a dissatisfied person could never be positive. So, and therefore, you will never achieve anything.
Hmm.
You will never achieve anything.
Looking at your plants outside there, each plant where we reap something from, right?
Yeah,
It is placed, it has not moved, it got help, but it grew in the place that I was allotted to it. Its perfection came with bearing the fruit. Right? Do you think any plant there envied the plant next to it? It didn't have the nature of the plant next to it. But it grew in the spot that you placed it. It didn't disappoint the gardener. It just grew. Right? So maybe in life when we think about adapting, and as you just said, consider your dreams. Are they over ambitious? Can you not produce in the spot you placed? Can you not be helpful in the spot, the circumstances you are in? I don't think the side that you planted over there wanted to be a Karaili. The Karaili didn't want to be Melanger. The pomegranate is tall, but he only looks good in the environment that he is in now. He gives shade, he's useful to those beneath him. Huh?
yeah.
Now let's take these plants here, for instance, that you have on this little banister here.
Yeah.
They have not benefited from the rain falling because the water doesn't reach them. But if I get up and take that plant, what is the name of this one there? Mother tongue, what is this?
They'll call it like lash or a variety of snake plant.
Snake plant. So if I can get up now and help this plant by putting it in the rain, I would have done a good deed.
Yes.
Right? If I decide to tell you, hey Sana, I have an idea, a good intention, you put our plant in the rain,
And then I will give you an answer,
right?
which is this.
Uh-huh.
You will notice that some of the plants missing from our knowledge.
Yes.
This guy does not like too much water.
He doesn't like too much water.
Right.
Okay.
So I kept him, and I'm listening to it that in some instances,
Mm-hmm.
too much of one thing may be good for nothing.
Okay.
He's a guy like his roots to be a bit dry.
Okay. And the others?
Well, those that are put in the rain, yes, certainly, they love being watered.
Those are these three here.
Look, I have them outside there.
Right.
Right? I shift them to get them a little water
Ah.
because they were inside of my bedroom.
Okay.
So I'll bring them out and take a little wetting,
Mm.
and then I'll bring them out. But yes, and that it goes with the point that you're making there,
Mm-hmm.
which is, hey, sometimes it takes a little effort to that plant can't walk across in the rain there by itself. And sometimes you have to help. You have to help others. Is that what you will work
Yes.
towards?
But I was saying also that good intentions without action really is just halfway there. I could have desired that those plants be wet. You gave me a good reason, but my point is, I have a good intention, but I expect someone else to carry it out. It gives me no credit, you know,
Yeah.
unless I personally get into the act. You know, is that me? Hello, Louise.
And the man says something like that.
Is there someone on the gate?
No. Let me
What up to?
let me ask you.
Oh, I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came.
I come to a phone with some
The man
cashew nuts.
cashew nuts, man, yeah, man. I won't take too much because I'm
Sit down.
coughing.
Sit down there, Louise.
Thanks.
Ah, thank you.
Have some cashew nuts.
You think
Thank you.
sometimes
Sorry to break all of you.
Yeah.
no, it's fine. You think sometimes you're really okay. We're talking about intentions, right?
Mm.
And with intentions without action. Really and truly, that is just what you call like wishful thinking.
Mm.
But
Sounding symbols.
yeah, let me say for example, you decide that just like they're talking about, you know, moving the plant into the rain, that kind of thing, so that it could get what it needs. You think really and truly, like sometimes you observe an individual going down what you might consider a wrong path based on your past experience, and you're contemplating, should I really give this person a little encouragement as to, hey, you know, you're trying to encourage the person, but we know that that could either go two ways. The person could appreciate the push that you're giving them because they know that good intention, or the person could basically try to emit back to you through body language or even maybe words that, hey, basically why you don't mind your business.
Yes.
So you're putting yourself at risk. What, first of all, would you exercise, would you approach this with caution, or you just basically believe in saying what you have to say?
No, one has to be moved by discretion. You have to be moved by discretion. That's the first thing. You have to understand the situation. You have to know the person you're going to give the advice to. Right? You just don't walk into something because you think you have a knowledge, you have an experience, you have the credentials for saying something, for correcting. Not everyone takes at first advice, you know, especially when there could be a lot at stake. Maybe it's going to hurt your pride. Maybe it's going to involve somebody else that is precious to this person and you, or a situation, right? It calls for really screening the circumstances, right? You have to screen the circumstances well. As a matter of fact, you have to anticipate where your advice, what your advice could erupt into, right? You have to, and one of the best things is really and truly, you can't even go on the basis of, okay, somebody gave me an advice, I was glad for it. Human beings are made up of different, different personalities. Emotions are different in everybody. We cannot rush into all advice, right? If I've had dealings with someone before, I know the person could be hasty, I would be slow to give my advice. If I had known that that person got some advice from somebody else, they might have come to me and said, you know, this person told me this, and You know, I need a second opinion, like going to a doctor, a second opinion. This person might be safe to talk to. It might be safe. But if this person will come to you and say, hey, you know, John tell me the other day, boy, I really like what he say, you know. That person, you gotta stay away from that. He's too explosive, she's explosive, right? We have given advice to some people who have come here looking for some counsel, right? And by Monday, they didn't take the advice. They came back again, they wanted more advice, and by the following week, they didn't take the advice. I think what they needed was to really hear something perhaps that suited them. Sometimes people look for something that suits them,
Confirmation for themselves.
you know, confirmation for themselves.
Yeah.
And therefore they don't act on what you say. But they wanted to just hear if you would come along in their line of thought. Right? So I think we have to be very careful about how we decide, you know, to give our advice. And that goes even for family too, eh? Especially for family. With family is a lot at stake. A lot at stake. You might be willing to talk to a brother, to talk to a sister. You might have noticed something. And people are usually, I often like to think about a show called The Cinderella Man. The Cinderella Man.
Cinderella.
No, Cinderella Man. I think it was Russell Crowe acted in it. And he was a boxer. But this friend of his was always explosive with the wife. And the wife would come to Russell Crowe and tell him, you know, I didn't like my husband treated me bad, blah, 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 blah. And then towards the end of the show, he saw the guy ill-treating the woman. And he walked up and he tried to talk to him. And the guy threw a punch at him. But because Cinderella Man was a boxer, he threw a left hand and connected and knocked the guy clean on the pavement. And the wife exploded on him and said, well, look what you've done to my husband. Look what you've done to my husband. Okay. But you've been complaining all along to me. I have taken action on your behalf, and here you are now. You know, and he just looked at her, smiled, and walked away. You know the old saying, never, never interfere with husband and wife business. So giving advice is, you have to know why. You have to know a little bit about the person's character.
You know, just like before, if I may interject, you know, once we had a conversation in the office.
You need to talk up a little, please.
Yeah, we were, you know, whenever we have a free time in audit, we will talk, and always about relationship. And a question was asked, if you should see your friend husband with another person, should you tell her? Or what do you do? You know? But when that conversation came up, I had a pretty conversation about that with Lance. You know? And I personally felt, as a woman, yes. Tell her, yes. And Lance said, no, you don't do that. Because a lot of times women rather be in denial and know what's the truth. You know? Because when you tell your friend now that you saw that person, she's gonna call your name, you know.
Yeah.
She's not gonna say, somebody tell me, you know.
Yeah.
Louise tell me.
Yeah.
Louise tell me that. Well, no, you had confidence in Louise and Louise not fabricating that, yeah? So he can't get out of that, you know. So who going to be the enemy on his side? He's going to tell her that that's not true. Louise trying to mash us up, boy. She having problems for herself. She wants you and I to break up now.
Yeah.
And you know something, she wants to hear that because they denial.
Yeah.
So
And he get a good opportunity to also
brainwash her.
shift the to shift the blame,
Yes.
That's right.
which is to come and throw back the focus now on,
Louise
or
is not a
Louise,
good friend to have.
right?
Yeah.
And he get out of that clean, and you, and he tell her, I don't want to talk now to Louise again. Eh? And I said, that's why you never thought about that, you know.
So what did you do?
So I brought up that point.
Mm.
I said, well, in the past, I would say, yes, off the bat. I said, but after lunch, show me what could arise.
That's right. You have to gauge the consequences, huh?
The consequences. Because the wife at the end of the day will want to believe her husband. And he's going to convince her.
So, mommy, excuse me.
Vice versa. If you really don't want to hear that your wife being unfaithful to you, or you don't want to think it, but you have a little suspicion, and somebody come and tell you, yes, that is true.
And you,
Now you are forced to make a decision that you don't want to make. So really and truly, you have to really rethink things before you advise or speak.
yeah, if it's done, if you consider all things and in all sincerity you want to help the person, you really need to think about it. Some people say you need to pray about it, and that is also a good thing to do. You have to know whether to come forward or to step back,
Yeah.
you know. But Louise, we're talking here about the weather, and we're talking about, you know, adapting. For instance, does this weather affect you?
Not at all.
Huh? You learn to adapt to things?
I don't even know what I could say adapt. To adapt.
You accept?
I just accept that there's a time for rain, a time for sun, a time for sun and rain. And you just have to be flexible to suit the weather.
I had to laugh with her. I had to laugh
Why?
because I think she really answered that question correctly, which is, I don't think I even had that. Because rain falling and mommy scrubbing out mat. Mommy scrubbing out mat.
Well, a while ago?
She put it to soak.
No, it was soaking.
It was soaking and she re-soaking it. So, what man, weather don't affect she. Sun shining all the time, no matter scrubbing.
Yeah.
Right? So, it didn't matter to mommy if it's raining or it's sun shining. Mommy, she own happy world, boy. Yeah?
Because you know, like some people say, yeah.
You in your own happy world?
Yeah, like so many people say, you can't go to the beach in this weather. Well, I mean, if they have a warning, like, you know, well, for the next 3 days, it's storm watch and whatever. I am so crazy to say, let's go to the beach.
But if you was in a beach house by the beach, you're going to the beach.
Yes.
Mommy loves to be in the rain, in the sea, and it raining too, you know.
Yeah. So, but I have heard other people will tell me that I feel depressed when it's raining.
You feel depressed when it's
They
raining?
feel depressed.
Uh-huh.
They don't like rain. But then the same people who would say that they don't like rain, they don't like the sun either.
Yeah.
They got the sun too hot. You know, I was trying to remember, recently I read something in the scripture. And I'm not good at quoting. So I don't even know if I'm good at the remembrance of no. But when I read it, I said, you know, the Lord really is in control. He sent the rain, he sent the sun, he sent whatever. And if all things is good in the sight of the Lord, who am I to question why we having so much rain?
Right.
And that convinced me even further, don't be affected by the weather because it's God in control of everything.
Right. So, with that same concept that you're on, the conversation that we were having earlier on,
Mm-hmm.
because you came in and while we were talking, right,
Yeah.
is basically using the weather and the adapting to the type of weather,
Right.
right? Applying that same kind of knowledge to life in terms of adapting to your situation,
Yeah.
and regardless of what your situation is, it calls for adaptation,
Right.
right? So like that, we started to talk about like like poverty, right? This is my situation.
Yeah.
This is the home I living in. It's a little shamba, a little 10 by 10. I have a roof over my head. But how does one adapt?
Well,
That's basically the concept, Daddy.
well, you have different, I don't know if I'm on the right track, but based on what you're asking there are people who could accept the situation and be happy. You know, this is what I'm working with. This is what is mine. I'm better off than many because I could be by the street corner. So I have a little 10 by 10, and I get wet in the rain. I have plenty to be thankful for. That is a contented person.
You see?
You know? But there are other people who might be even in a better position, and the person who have a 10 by 10, they might have 15 by 15. But they're telling and only crying hard stories. Oh gosh, things so bad. You know, long I want to buy a bag of flour. I can't even buy a little 5 pound of flour. And this one, nobody doesn't even help me. Oh gosh, and there's a litany of woes and problems. So it all depends on your personality, I would say. Because you have people in different walks of life, different circumstances. You have people who you work with and you know that, I mean, we have so much to be thankful for working in NP. We have medical benefits, we have housing loan, and we have plenty to be thankful for. And there will still be people who will talk about the company bad for that.
And that's a personality, mommy. That's a discontented.
Yeah.
As Sandra was talking about Mr. Sutton.
Exactly.
Mr. Sutton could always be, expressing contentment, satisfaction. He never says life could be better. I've never heard him say that. Life could be better, No. What's his famous thing? Working hard like Millard.
Cool like go cool.
Cool like go cool.
And something like Humphrey.
And
Free like Humphrey.
Free like Humphrey. Right?
Cool like go cool. And working hard like Millard.
Yes. So,
No, but Sutton is a gem.
a gem, 102 years old man.
Yeah, I have never ever heard Victor lamenting the situation.
No,
Never.
And his granddaughter was like that because I remember when you started talking to the girl one day and you say, how you doing? And she said, son, I going well, good boy, I going good. And then after you finish talking, he tell you this girl blind. And this girl had, she used to be getting treatment for when your kidney fails.
I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Yes. And you will say, I have nothing to complain about.
Boy,
yes.
that girl, if only didn't tell me that, I would have said everything really good to this girl.
That was Betty Ann.
Betty Ann, yeah.
Yeah, Betty Ann, yeah.
So it has a lot to do with personality. Yeah.
And the Lord has been taking good care of Sutton, right?
Yeah.
And his family.
And I think she learned that thing or two from her grandparents.
Yes.
Definitely. Definitely.
Because her grandmother was also blind and was really a gem. Like Mr. Sutton.
Hey, you want to hear something funny? A rich man will leave his palace to go and live in a shack where there is peace. But you will hardly get a man who peaceful in his shack to go and live in that palace. Yeah, because you see, when you reach a place of peace of mind, you get to recognize that the less you have in life
Yeah.
is the better.
Especially now.
You know, no, definitely, no, definitely so. If, listen, a person should be striving for what their money could achieve them, right? I could build myself a nice little 2-bedroom home. My income will be able to suffice me having my house well painted every 2-3 years,
Kept.
right? I should have enough money to maintain that. But when you look at a man, right, or a couple, that yes, we could save hard and we could build this nice big home, we dream home. That's good. But it doesn't end there.
That dream home will become a nightmare, no?
But we see it.
That dream will
We see it because
becomes a nightmare.
yes, you were able to achieve it. But then the upkeep of the home. So a person must be realistic. Listen, a little 2-bedroom home that nicely painted and yard always well taken care of will outshine a big house that stands
That glass not been painted.
luxurious in design, but maintenance could not be kept up with it. You know? And boy, that's why really and truly it's good to have good, nice, ambitious dreams. But
They must be
be
realistic.
realistic.
Yeah,
And
they must be realistic.
always have that feeling of contentment. And well done for those who have done well financially, have great relationships, and beautiful homes.
Yeah.
Right? And may God keep it that way for them.
Yeah.
Right? But
But I think-
everybody can make their life beautiful enough.
Yeah. But you know what causes that big dream competition, you know?
Of course.
I had to have the biggest house on the street. I had to have the best car.
Yeah.
I had to have the most brilliant children.
Envy drives you to
Madness.
Yes. Jealousy kills. Envy turns you.
Mad.
It drives you to insanity.
Yeah.
Because to keep up, number
Very
one,
true,
the
yes.
driving force behind that is an envious mind.
Yeah.
You know that you're not thinking. You're not thinking, all right. So if your neighbor have a Mercedes Benz,
Yeah, I tell you.
you have Toyota Corolla pocket money, but you watch your neighbor Mercedes Benz and save the money. Yeah, you get the car. Your car even keep up with the second insurance. So you have to pack up your Mercedes Benz, but you're washing it every day now, eh? Because you should pay. I have a Mercedes here, you know. What kind of crazy thinking is that?
Yeah. You're making sense, eh? That's very true. You have to come with course. It's like, I
Be
mean,
real, man.
yeah. It's like, for instance, Lance and I. It could be felt, can't you brain, boy? Can't you brain that,
Yeah.
that ring road?
Big road, you decide.
Right?
The Batmobile.
Time to upgrade it. But I will always see, once a car taking me from point A to point B,
You good to go.
I good to go because now I have money to travel.
Right. You don't want luxurious car, you want plane ride.
I want plane ride. and the thing about that is that the same person now who have decided I want a car instead, they want to travel too. What's the position?
Exactly. And you know what you talking about there goes back to adapting. I want to be a traveler. So I adapt a lifestyle that allows me that.
That's right. So it is.
I am not going to put myself in a big mortgage because that's not where my priority is. I don't want to be paying mortgage, a big sum of a mortgage. $8,000. Now, if a big house is your dream, then you focus on that.
That's
and
right.
you adapt. Well, I wouldn't be doing any travels, boy. My house is my focus.
I am happy and
And I am
content.
happy with this.
That is fine. I
Right.
always say everybody have their price.
So is that exactly?
I like
So-
car, you like house,
Well, what
you
we-
like to travel, I like plenty nice clothes.
Right.
Everybody have their price.
But what we mustn't do is you paying your price. You paying your price. Hey, I want to travel, so partner, down the Sandwing Road, we walking that till we end up with only tires.
No, because we do replace.
Right? Yeah.
Replace my engine,
Good.
replace the car.
But you're not going and envy
No.
your neighbor big house.
Not at all.
And neither should your neighbor now envy that. Hey, every
She's
year,
flying out
every
that
year
way.
she flying out, boy. You choose what you wanted, and I choose what I want.
And you go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now in my case, I choose nothing.
Oh gosh.
I have the caboose, and I only lose. Right? So no, but really, that is a little joke, but really and truly, you have to make yourself
Contented.
contented.
Yeah. That's the key. To be content with your life.
Yeah. Adapt to your situation.
Yeah.
Adapt to your situation
And don't envy
accept
nobody.
it.
Because you don't know when the night comes, you lie down on your bed and you sleeping. A man
Yeah.
studying how he turned around his money, how he
Yeah.
get money to pay staff
Right?
or whatever. Because
Or am I working 2 or 3 shifts?
jobs, holding on different jobs.
Yeah.
When you sleeping.
That man working hard to what he wants and
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you very much, folks. But I want to say,
Have I kept it in your...
yes, you kept within the range of what we were speaking, and that is great. And Parvati Lakan, yes, she commented on one of our videos that tomorrow, God willing, she and Basil will be celebrating their 41st anniversary.
Wow, congratulations, girl. Whatever you did it well.
hmm So she wrote, and I want to quote her because I love the quote, not because of what it says of us, but because of somebody who understands what we are about. Mama Lou and Papa Lance, I know you love to speak on marriage, so I am happy to let you know my husband and I will celebrate our 41st anniversary tomorrow, that's Sunday. Thank you both for all your advice. Thank you both for all your advice. So, Parvati and Basdio, the best to you. You're pretty close on our heels. So see if you can catch up there with us sometime. I also want to shout out to, and I wrote these names down because I know we do a bad job of it. Sharon Mohammed, G. Pillai, Vicky Prasad, Jen, Leslie Ann, Carol Pascal. These are people who have been supporting us and have been right there with us. We thank you. Margaret Robinson, Cindy Graves, Radhika Bansi, Lisa Budram Singh, of course, Dinesh and Vids, Sandra Ketwana, and someone called Sita Fazolari. And of course, our friend from, I think it's Florida, Salif.
Salad.
The blessed man, now.
Salif.
Yeah, boy.
So
Give us
Salif
so much
and
blessings.
others, we are grateful that you endure with us. For the rest of this weekend, of course, we know that it's going to be rainy. It's going to be threatening in some places with maybe mudslides and too much water. But we have to make the best of what we have. We hope that you will be safe. We hope that things will work out for all of us, that we are spared. And wherever this hurricane goes, we want to remember the hardships that others might be facing. And so we want to close this video. So Sandra and Mommy, thank you very much.
Yeah, Mama Lou now run them, Mama Lou. Mama Lou have bun in the badging.
Oh, gee whiz. Well, we have to accept that, eh?
Yeah, we gotta accept that. We gotta accept that. Yeah,
Bye bye,
man.
folks. Take good care. All the best.